Powerful Training, and we're going to be talking about being remarkable today. That's the title. And the reason I wanted to talk about that is it was inspired by, has anyone seen the Gangnam Style video on YouTube? It went crazy. It was a little South Korean doing a dance a bit like that, and we just didn't understand why it had gone so mad. And so my business partner and I wanted to explore it a little bit more, and we did some training about what makes things unusual or extraordinary or special and unique. And today I'd like to speak more about not just being remarkable but in your marketing, but how you can be remarkable in your business, or how you can be a little bit more remarkable in your everyday lives. And I'd like to give you a piece of advice about mindset, one idea, one tool, one plan or strategy, and one other thing as well. One piece of advice about words and the language that you use. Now, before we start, I'd like you to take about 30 seconds to think about something remarkable that has either happened in the last week, last month, or if you'd like to date back to your life, the most remarkable thing that you've seen or has ever happened in your life. Just take 30 seconds to think about that for me. I'm just looking at the faces. I think some of you have definitely got some. You don't have to. Would any of you, though, at all like to share any of those remarkable moments that you've either seen or done, actioned? Yeah? Yeah, come up, why not, so people can see. Either or. Anything remarkable, it can be small or big.
This is personal.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Last Monday I got a telephone call from the Girl Guiding Anglia Chief Commissioner, and for the next 5 years I'm going to be Hertfordshire County Commissioner for the Guide Association. That is remarkable, thinking that at 7 I started as a brownie, and I've now got to that, and then after that I shall retire. So I think that's, I've got to the top of my game, and that's quite remarkable.
Wow, lovely, thank you. Can we have a round of applause? That's really good. Now, I've been thinking a lot about this whole remarkable thing, and I've got loads of different instances. I asked my fiance, and he works as a radiographer, and he was saying about how complex the human body is and how remarkable it is, and that if even one tiny little cell, for example a brain tumour, a tiny little thing can go wrong, and it can have devastating consequences, and it only takes a tiny little bit of research or medical discovery, and then suddenly you found a cure. Another thing that I found remarkable is, has anyone seen the film 128 Days? It's based on a gentleman that gets stuck in a cave. He's mountaineering and he gets stuck in a cave, and he's there for 128 days surviving without water, without food, and he actually cuts off his arm and he makes it through to tell the story. Smaller examples of being remarkable is I was on a bus the other day. It was sort of 5:30. We were in the middle of rush hour, and it was tense on this bus. You could see that everybody had really bad days, and they just wanted to get home. They'd had enough. They were sick. They were practically at that point where they're like, "Give it up, work." And this little girl got on the bus with her dad, and she was like, "Hello, driver!" And she was just yabbering away to her dad. Her dad clearly loved her very much and was in a nice, appreciative of the fact that everyone else had had bad days, but wanted to entertain her. And she was singing nursery songs, and she was just lovely. And then as she got off the bus, she went, "Thank you, driver!" And you could see that the tension had just released on that bus, and everyone was smiling, and it had warmed our hearts. And I thought, wow, that's remarkable, that one little girl smiling and saying thank you can have a big impact on our days. So let's get on to this mindset is the first thing I wanted to talk to you about. Being in the mindset for remarkableness. Can I have Stanley, could you come and take this for me, please? It is a heart-shaped chocolate piece, and the heart shape is going to remind us about mindset, about how our head connects with our heart, okay? So you can sit down with that. I'm going to come back to you later. It's about head connecting with heart and how we can be remarkable in both our head and our heart. So Stanley, remember, being remarkable in our head and our heart. The best way to be remarkable in your head and your heart is to start telling yourself that you are remarkable. I work with so many people that when they're attending these networking meetings, they say, oh, I don't really think I've got anything to add. I don't know why people would speak to me. I'm not really special in any way. And I say, well, that's the reason why people don't want to speak to you, is because you're giving off this vibe. You're telling yourself that you're not special, you're not unique, you're not remarkable. And just start saying that you are. Tell yourself in your head, tell yourself in your heart, I'm remarkable. It's amazing the difference it makes. I hate vacuum cleaning with a passion. I really do. But I've started telling myself, oh, I quite like vacuum cleaning. In fact, sometimes I've said, if I've been asked, told to do the vacuum cleaning, oh yes, I'd love to do the vacuum cleaning. Now I cannot say after the task that I love vacuum cleaning, but I'm definitely enjoying it a hell of a lot more than when I was going, oh, got to do the vacuum cleaning now. The same with ironing. You can apply it to any chore you hate. Start thinking to yourself, start telling yourself in your head, your heart, that you're remarkable. So that's mindset, being remarkable in your head and your heart. Next we have got words, remarkable words. Could I give that to you? Can you tell everyone what it is?
Okay, so this is a phrase book of the Eastern European languages, 12 different Eastern European languages.
Okay, lovely. So that is going to symbolise words. Thank you. You can take a seat. When somebody asks you, how are you? What do you usually say? Fine. Okay, good. Now, we don't always mean we're okay. We don't always mean we're fine. And I've started, when I'm feeling really excellent and really fantastic, saying, I'm fantastic, thank you. I'm starting to be a little bit more accurate with what I'm saying. And when we're thinking about business interactions, do we want to be conveying that we are fine? Or do we want our client thinking, do we want them hearing the words, I'm fantastic, I'm brilliant, I'm unique. Our service offering is remarkable, and then explaining why. So it's quite a simple tip that I'm going to pass on. Think about the words you use, the phrases you use, and start feeding them into your conversations, because those are the words that are going to stick. Somebody said marvellous earlier. And you expressed a dispassion for awesome. I love the word awesome because I think I'd want somebody to be in awe of me, or I'd want somebody to marvel at me. That would be lovely. So yeah, just start building them into your conversations. See what difference it makes. Next. Tools. Can somebody come and take my hammer for me? I almost got arrested carrying this round with me the other day as an offensive league.
Tools of the trade, as far as I'm concerned, yeah.
Tools of the trade. Lovely. So we've got a hammer. Can you remember, please, that the tool that you're going to use to be remarkable is simply your smile. Okay, so you need it wonderfully demonstrated. So remember that the tool that we're going to use to be remarkable is your smile. It makes such a difference. When you're smiling at people, it creates a remarkable energy. The phrase, fake it to make it, we all heard that before? It's one of those everlasting cycles where the more you smile, the happier you feel, the happier you feel, the more you smile. And it's contagious. So not only the happier you feel, but the happier everyone else feels. And that's a very, very powerful tool. You can start to create remarkable vibes in a room just simply by smiling. And there's lots of chemical explanations for that. It's mainly to do with the endorphins that smiling releases. And your endorphins can't tell whether you're faking it or not. So that's a very simple tool for you. Okay, ideas. I've got an energy-saving light bulb. I was carrying around the more traditional ideas light bulb, but they kept breaking, and I thought, hey, we'll do something for the environment. Could I pass that to you, Stephanie? So we've got a light bulb for ideas. Look out for stories that you can tell in the newspaper, online, in your everyday life. Look out for fascinating facts about your industry, and amplify them as well. So, for example, I'm sure if you put all of the clothes that you'd ever saved and washed, if you put them all in a line from here to as far as you could stretch them, how far would they reach? Maybe to the moon, I don't know. Just by buying the right washing machine. So, inspiration anywhere. What facts can you use? What stories can you tell? Are there any poems that you've read that have really inspired you? And start inserting them into your business. Start recalling them when people ask you on a more personal level. Who are you? What do you do? And lastly, we've got your strategy. And I've got a tiny little mini chess game here. Could you take my chessboard for me? Strategy. None of this is any good if you haven't got a plan. How are you going to start implementing it as you're moving forwards? And my main piece of strategy for you is to do your research. Being remarkable does take effort. It does take planning. You need to go back and look at all of the different remarkable things that have ever happened in your industry, where it's going in the future. Is there anything that's in the pipeline that you can use as an example to give your clients? And plan to do remarkable things as well. So, for example, I was so inspired by David over there. He's planning to do a parachute jump. That's so remarkable. And it's going to raise a lot of money. So I would suggest that as a strategy, he's invested a lot of effort. When is it, David? When's your parachute jump? Pardon? Okay, wow.
I'm having tea with it this afternoon.
But it's not next week, though, is it? It takes weeks and weeks or months and months of effort and energy. And I think a lot of people think it just comes like that. It doesn't. So if you'd like to be more remarkable, start putting those plans, putting that research in place, do your fact finding. So to quickly sum up, could I have all of my people with gifts or props in their hands? Let's see if we can remember them together. And let's put them in order. So we had mindset first, we had words second.
I was last.
Ideas, no, strategy was last, there we go. So we've got mindset.
Heart and head.
Yep, be remarkable in your heart and your head.
Making sure you have the right words, the right
Yep.
language.
Using fantastic and excellent and marvellous or awesome.
And a big smile.
Indeed, that's the biggest, most powerful tool you have to be remarkable.
Have the right
So-
ideas.
Yep, and you
Light
can
bulb moments.
indeed, and you can take inspiration from anywhere. And lastly, your plan
Is to,
or your strategy.
your strategy is your plan, to make sure that you always plan in advance and you plan your remarkable things.
Indeed, research. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the conclusion of your little presentation on being remarkable. Thank you.
Thank you.